I wanted to share some exciting news with you. Some of you may already know this if you have already read your January issue of International Living magazine. As you may know, International Living publishes every year an annual global retirement index featuring all the countries that we think you need to know about and ranking them in different categories across the board, from special benefits for retirees and ease of relocating. We look at how easy it is to integrate, what language is spoken, proximity to the US and Canada, all of the stuff that you need to know. And once again, this year, Panama has taken the #1 spot on the annual Global Retirement Index, which is really exciting. We've had some ups and downs over the past couple years, as every other country has. So it's really exciting for me to see Panama back on top. And, you know, things are starting to grow and we're seeing lots of movement here. The economy's starting to bounce back. So it's a really, really exciting time to be here. So I'm hoping that you can't see any of the mess behind me because I am in the midst of packing not to leave Panama. I'm going to be moving from Panama City to the beach area, just an hour's drive from here, the beautiful beach region of Coronado. So look for more videos from me on my impending move and my new home at the beach. I wanted to share today with you just some of the reasons why Panama this year has topped the annual Global Retirement Index. You may be wondering sort of what we look at and what goes into that. And as I mentioned before, Panama has taken the top spot probably more times than any other country. I believe this is the 11th time since we started doing this index. And one of the big reasons that Panama always does well is because of that special benefits for retirees category in the index. Panama generally is the only country to get a score of 100 because of its pensionado program. And some of you probably already know about this program, but for those of you that do not, it is a retiree residence program, and we've looked at all the other retiree residence programs in all the countries we discuss at International Living, and Panama's really just hasn't been beat yet. It makes it very, very easy to gain residence in Panama. It also offers a host of different discounts. So for all retirees who are legally resident in Panama, whether you're Panamanian or a foreigner, you have access to government mandated discounts, which means that you get anywhere from 10 to 50% off of things across the board. And this really affects every sector, everything that you could think of that would impact your life here as a retiree, potentially on a fixed income. You get discounts on entertainment, movies, for example. Any movie theater you go to in Panama, you get 50% off the regular price when you are a legal resident and a retiree here in Panama. Medical, you get discounts on medical consultations, on medication, anywhere from 10 to 20% on all of that. You get discounts on travel, on hotels, even on domestically sourced airfare. And sometimes I get questions about this. So that's domestic airlines, or if you're traveling internationally, but you're living here, meaning that you're starting your trip from Panama and then coming back to Panama, and that's a domestically sourced ticket, even if it's for international travel. Now, another thing about the pensionado program is, again, it applies to both foreigners and Panamanians. So for many, many, many years, Panama has continued to just show how welcoming it is to foreigners by actually making it easy to move here. And we have a new program that I'll tell you about toward the end of this broadcast that is also pretty exciting for those of you who maybe are not retired and are interested in Panama. Moving on, so why is Panama so tough to beat? Well, as I mentioned, the pensionado program, but that's not the only reason. To me, and you may have heard me say this before, but for me, it's really about how many boxes Panama checks for me. And for those of you who maybe don't know me yet, I just want to make it clear that I am never going on record with saying Panama is perfect. It's not perfect. I have had to deal with some red tape for my move, and there have been very typical delays for this region, but it is perfect for me. And why? Because it checked more boxes on my list of needs and must-haves, things I wanted, than any other country I looked at. So not only the pensionado program, which is fantastic, but you have to have more than that when you're looking at a place to live. Where am I really going to be happy? Now, one of the things that comes to mind first, I've been living in the city for 15 years now, and I have loved my time here. Why did I stay in the capital city for so long? Because it's really modern and really cosmopolitan. So I just got swept away by all the activities. And it was across the board, whether you're into tennis or golfing or physical, other physical activities, Zumba, aerobics, whatever you're into, there's a club doing it. It could be something as far out as skydiving or something as simple as getting together to dance salsa with other people. And then you've got all the high culture. There are museums and art galleries. Wow, do we have a lot of museums, art galleries, and theaters. So opera, dance, comedy, whatever you like, jazz, we have all of that good stuff. Of course, for a lot of us, the past 2 years have maybe made us shift priorities a little bit, and I started to realize that I had enjoyed all of that, but I would really love to be close to the beach, have that beach ocean view, and so that's my reason for moving. And the great thing is I get to, have this new stage of my life and big change, but I don't have to leave the country. I don't have to leave behind all the things that I like the modern infrastructure. I'm just moving an hour away. So that's really great for me. The other reason that Panama tends to do so well on the annual Global Retirement Index is its proximity to North America. Since so many of those of you who read International Living Magazine or are watching right now are in North America and Canada specifically, or the US, Panama being a 3-hour flight from Miami, 5 hours from New York, it's close proximity, and that the easy flights really do make it easy to come and go. If you're worried about being able to see family, grandkids back home, you want to make sure that you have those flights. For me, I really still love traveling internationally. When I first moved here to Panama, it was my home base, but I was traveling. I went as far afield as Hong Kong and the Philippines and back to the States very often. So that flight hub was definitely a big plus for me as well. And then we have no hurricanes. So how many places can you really think of desirable destinations for somebody who's looking to relocate or retire that checks all of these boxes? We have a very mild tropical climate, and even though it is very warm and very humid here, we are not getting 100-degree weather. We're not having to worry about hurricanes. So for me, this is actually a really perfect climate. And I did think about moving to the mountains when I was considering my move out of the city. I spent a month in El Valle, which I really love. It's a mountain town, also very close to Panama City, just a 2-hour drive. But I'm really happy at sea level. You do get 10, 15 degrees cooler when you go into the mountains here in Panama. We have a lot of wonderful towns where during the days it's 70 to 80 degrees, at night 10 to 15 degrees cooler, but I'm really fine with 77 at night, 87 during the day, which is what you tend to get at sea level here in Panama. And it's summer right now, by the way. We've had some absolutely gorgeous days. To those of you that are dealing with colder weather, you have my sympathy. A shout out to my sister who is in Vancouver, BC. I think it's 45 degrees and rainy today. But if it's any consolation, we did have some unusual January rain today here as well. So climate, big reason as well. Then you have the diversity, as I mentioned. You've got the cosmopolitan city. You've got the mountains, you've got the beaches. So if you decide that you like Panama's infrastructure, you like the people, you don't have just one climate or one type of landscape to choose from. And the great thing for me is I've chosen to move to the beach town of Coronado, but I'm only going to be 45 minutes away from the mountain town of El Valle, which I love, and the mountain village of Sora, which I also love. And when I go there, I feel like I've gone to a completely different country. It'll just be a 45-minute drive, but I can be up there in the misty mountains hiking anytime I want. So I'm excited about that. Not that I wasn't already close, but I'll be closer. For a lot of you, also, the fact that Panama does use the US dollar is comforting, particularly if you are living in the US right now. You don't have to worry about exchange rates when you come to Panama. And you know, the funny thing is, everywhere you go in Panama, you will see prices listed in balboas, which is the Panamanian currency. But the balboa doesn't exist. There are no paper bills at all. We use just US bills. There's no exchange rate. So basically for many, many, many years, almost uninterruptedly since Panama was declared a republic 100 years ago, more than 100 years ago, the US dollar has been the currency here. And then finally, we are in the same hemisphere. So for those of you that are not retirees, maybe just thinking, I'd quite like to relocate somewhere warm, maybe not forever even, maybe just temporarily get out of wherever you are right now, just experience something different. A lot of people, of course, realized during the past 2 years that they could take their work anywhere. A lot of people were able to work remotely. And so Panama has a new program specifically, if that's you, specifically for you. It's a digital nomad visa. And if you're not retired and you just want to check it out for a little while, the new digital nomad visa allows you to come here temporarily. And it's a 9-month visa, so plenty of time to decide whether or not you like it, extendable for another 9 months, so a total of 18 months, which is really great. I was so happy when they came out with this new option because I'm getting questions from people who are younger and younger and just wanting to go abroad for a little while, realizing that they can. So very exciting year for Panama. Let's see, tourism numbers are slowly coming back up. Tucumán International Airport, our one major international airport, which is known as the hub of the Americas, was just ranked in the top 10 airports in the world as far as traffic. So we're getting back, we're doing well, and hopefully this is gonna be a great year for us. So if you've been thinking about coming down, maybe this is a great time to do it. Certainly Panama is making it easy. And Julie says, hi, I'm thinking about moving there. Julie, there's never been a better time, so continue to watch this space and read the articles at internationalliving.com. We've got lots of great free information coming at you in the coming weeks as we continue to unwrap Panama as our #1 destination. Well, that's pretty much all I have for you today. So, hey, keep posting, keep watching this space. We'll be back with more. And thank you for joining me today. Wherever you are, have a beautiful day, stay safe, and we'll talk to you again soon. All right? Bye.